Well, it's a day late. Thanks Australia Post, Overnight Express. Yeah, right. It's a day late, but I just want to give a huge shout out. A huge thanks to Lawn Solutions Australia. They have come through with the goods and some. So let's have a little look. Now, because this has been out of the ground for a couple of days, I've got a couple of tubs set up here. I'm just going to make up a weak solution of seaweed, Plant Doctor Seaweed Secrets, just to give this a good drink while we actually plant it. So we'll get it out now. I'll give you a look at what we've got here. As I said, we've got the Zoysia and the tifeagle, which is the ultra dwarf cooch, and we'll go from there. But once again, huge shout out to these guys, Lawn Solutions Australia, champions. I've held you in suspense long enough. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, so these are our pieces of. Okay, so this is our tifeagle, and we'll have a look in a minute up close here. Let's just do that right now. You even get earthworms, free earthworms. Have a swim, buddy. Righto, so this is our tifeagle. So this has come from an area that wasn't cut really short. So we're just going to lay these down in little pieces like this, and I'll probably just secure these down with a tent peg. I've got some tent pegs there, and we'll just plant them sort of in little clumps like that, and that'll be how I'm going to tackle that one. So we'll drop him into the water for now. Righto. Here it is. This is our Zoysia. It just weed on me. I tell you what, to the untrained eye, it does look a lot like cooch. It really does look a lot like cooch. So I'm really looking forward to see how this performs, because it's so fine and dense. It's crazy. It's really something different. So we'll see how it performs. But wowee, it's quite dense and impressive. But yeah, it does. It looks so much like cooch. It's crazy. Actually, what I do, it's more bristly though. It's more bristly than normal cooch. It feels very, very bristly, or stubbly, I guess. I don't know, but it feels it's a thicker or firmer leaf. It's something really different. As I said, I've never had anything to do with Zoysia before, so this is new to me too. So, wow, there you go. Beautiful. I'll give him a drink. Just going to break it up into little clumps and simply peg them down with a tent peg. Just to stop anything blowing away, because we're going to put some top dress over these obviously. And it will also ensure we get good ground contact, because it is pushing down like so, and we'll pull these pegs out down the track. I'll just find my little hammer here. Tap, tap, tap. And then once I've come all the way along, we will put a bit of sand over them to cover them over. And as I said, I'll come along in a week or so and remove the tent pegs. And that's how we're going to do this. And we'll just see how far down we get. Hopefully we get a fair way down. Righto, so we've got all these little tiny bits of tifeagle now, I guess, installed. I've pinned them all down with pegs, and towards the end, obviously, the fencing wire. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to cover these bloody little plugs with a bit of sand, and what that's going to do, it's going to help it bite right in. It'll push through this in no time. Potentially will make my little tent pegs a bit hard to find, but we will find them. So this is all we're going to do. Just going to cover them over. As we water this, the sand will sort of move itself through the canopy of these little plugs, but it's just going to help them stay a little bit more moist. It's also going to just sort of help all the little roots find something nice to bite into, and you'll find that it'll push through this quite quickly, and you'll also minimize the amount of loss that you might get, because don't forget, being such small little pieces and there's actually no soil on this is washed turf, so what's going to happen is it's going to get, potentially it's a lot greater chance of actually drying out, especially being so small. So we're doing all we can to give it that bit extra help. I'm happy in the sense that we've got an overcast, humid sort of day. We have got a storm coming through this afternoon. Fingers crossed that it's not going to be one of these typical storms that hits and floods the joint, but we can't control that, and given my track record with this sort of thing, there's every chance that it probably will. So I'm going to crack on, chuck back on time lapse, and once we've got this done, we'll crack on with the Zoysia. So clearly technology and me do not go hand in hand. Battery died towards the end of that, but basically, as I said, we've just put the sand on the top of this to help it bed in nicely. Okay, so same story here with this Zoysia. I sort of intend to break it into little pieces, about yay big, bit smaller than the size of your palm. Because this bit actually managed to stay together as a roll, or as a piece, as a little mini slab here, I've just got to make sure, I might have to space it out a little bit more, just to get as much coverage as I can. Now, I'm going to do it in a similar fashion, but I might break them all up first while they're still swimming in the solution, just to avoid stressing this out, because as I said, it's been out of the ground now for well, a couple of days, so it really needs to sort of go back into the ground. Also, obviously, the Seaweed Secrets, it'll actually help to minimise the transplant shock as well. So a little bar for that is not going to harm it. It's going to do it the world of good. Anyway, let's crack on. Storm's coming, so I need to get moving. I might actually try some shears to cut this, because it's proving to be quite dense. I mean, if you look at the underside, you can see it's got really thick root system, nice fibrous roots here, but really thick. These are the rhizomes, so these are beneath the ground normally, so these are your rhizomes here, so really dense, really thick looking turf, but really fine on the top. So really looking forward to get this happening. Now, just quickly also, because what we're doing here is I'm only sort of planning out what will become my nursery, so from which I can pro plug on in the future. So all this area here is just going to be to get my stock going, so as we progress across the green, it'll just plug straight in with the pro plugger, and that'll be a much quicker way than, and obviously a lot less fiddly than what this one is. Righto, so that's a heaps quicker, and need a way of doing business, so we'll go that way. Actually guys, I'm having a bit of a change of mind here. I might actually get that plugger out and plug out and just bop these straight in. I hope you can see me here. Because these are a lot taller, I'm just a bit concerned about how they'll take. So I reckon I'll plug out the holes, drop them in, cover them with sand, and let them push through. I reckon that's the better idea. Sorry about the wind. The storm is pushing through and I need to hurry up. Well, that actually proved to be a pretty good way of planting that zoysia. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to turn out on camera, but you probably noticed some of it appeared to be a bit deep, and I covered in sand. Now, I'd rather it be just a little bit deep and it push through than have it a bit high and scalp off. Obviously, it's easy just to add a little bit of sand to the top of this each time we need just to fill in these gaps or these holes. But yeah, we'll give this a water in now, and we'll water in our tifeagle as well. And then what we'll do is we'll just keep this area wet and the other one wet, and we should start to see some green shoots push through in the near future. Now, like I've said 100 times before, not sure how long it's going to take for this to push through, because my understanding of zoysia is it's a lot slower than cooch. That being said, apparently in the summertime it's somewhere in the ballpark, so we just have to wait and see. I don't know. So we'll give that cooch a wet now, and we'll give this a wet down, and yeah, let the journey begin. Righto guys, well, I guess now we play the waiting game. I hope you've enjoyed the episode this week, plugging out our zoysia and planting our tifeagle, and obviously there'll be regular updates as we start to see a little bit of progress. Have a great weekend, take it easy, we'll see you next time here on the Aussie Lawn.